You know I want to see your head up off your shoulders and smile to yourself, smile to you. You cut me when I'm dirty. You feed me on the truth. Speak your name out loud and play the reasons why you captured me. You believe, it's alright, I'm okay. Finding reasons, stole my eyes, touch my face. Feel the breathing, can't live high, take my way. Things that I should say, can't live out of my knowledge. It's the feeling. Found our way. We'll talk about this later. Cannot believe it's through. Let every moonlight give me time. My memory captures you. It's alright, I'm okay. Finding reasons, stole my eyes, touch my face. Feel the feeling, can't this time take away. Everything that I should say, you live out of my way. No peace to be had. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. It's good to see you all here bright and early, 4:30 Eastern time, ready to rock and roll with a little soul crush, a little fun with your friendly neighborhood author and rock star. Not so much the rock star, but I did play one in a past life. Happy Friday, everybody. Oh, hello, Sam Nash. It's good to see you again. Sam, you're not usually the first one to say hello, but there you are. Hello, Laura. Here bright and early. What's up, Cameron and Mark and Jonathan? Calling me Valerie. Hope everybody can hear me. Never know. I start talking and then I get messages like, hey, you can't hear you. And I feel like a moron. Like that time that I went for like 5 minutes talking and I didn't know the mic was muted. Could very well be muted right now. I'm just rambling. So where's that poser to claim he's an author named Ernest Dempsey? That's right. I got more of those fun between two urns videos to present to you soon. I shot some scenes the other day with them, and then I didn't have time to shoot the other half of the scenes. So it's going to be even funnier because I'll have like a different outfit on for the same interview. So if you haven't checked that out, Between Two Urns, be sure to swing by the Facebook page and the reader page and check it out. What's up, Heather from Canada? Oh, what a great smile. And I like those glasses. Tom's here. Hello, Ray. No weather forecast today. That wouldn't have anything to do with the wager I put up last year or last week, would it? Or was it earlier this week? I guess it was real early this week. We get no snow here. Funnily enough, Ray, some friends of mine texted me because one of my buddy's wives, she saw that post, and she messaged me and she's like, "What part of Chattanooga are you in where you didn't get snow? We got snow over here," and they're like 4 miles away. I mean, they're real close. And sure enough, like driving to my kid to school the next day, there was like snow on the ground in different places, but none here. Not an appreciable amount. Not an inch. Thank you, Allison. Glad you like the Soul Crush. It's good to have my own music that I actually, I mean, I don't sit around listening to it, but it's good that I have music that's pretty cool music that I don't have to pay for licensing to use. I can just use it as much as I want to because I own all the rights for it. Me and the guys, anyway. Me and the Marks. So, because I was in a band with like 3 dudes named Mark. So, So cheers, everybody. That's correct. It was my band and me singing. Today, I used the duct tape method of getting the music through to you because I did not prepare in enough time to figure out how to download the songs. And then, I mean, I've got them downloaded somewhere, but to upload them into my editor for the, the cool graphics and all that. So what's up, Ray? It's good to see you, bud. Happy Friday, Kat. It's good to see you. Oh, I told you were going to get snow over there, Beth Kelly. Did I call it or did I call it? Man, I'm so good. I don't even know about what your local weather is typically like over there, but I had a feeling. Kathy V's here. Michelle is here. Michelle, how you feeling? How are you dealing with the rare sensation of disappointment that happens to Alabama fans once every 10 years? I don't know what that's like. I'm used to disappointment. I wasn't going to take a wee. I was actually standing right over there checking some things on my phone while the music was playing. I had already prepped my beverage. You see? See what this is? This is the... I can't even talk right now. I haven't decided what to call it yet, but I think it's going to be a Gideon Wolf drink. So I'll figure that out at some point. Because the red mist and all that. No, listen, guys. I know that's not the next book that's coming out. Where Horizons End comes out a week from today. And most of y'all have pre-ordered it. I know that the folks who use Kindle Unlimited are just hanging out waiting to click that read now button at midnight Pacific or whenever that Amazon's time frame drops. But I'm just warning you about Gideon Wolf again. Like I'm going to put it like a warning label on the cover. It's probably too late to do that. This is a violent story. That one is. So if you don't like the high body counts, steer clear. But just know that everybody who gets it, they're bad people. Like the bad guys get their comeuppance big time. I don't go over the top with gratuitous descriptions of, the gore and all that. I don't go too far into that. Like, that's not my style. You guys know that, but just saying. The high body count. Horizon's not so much. So, oh, look at all you guys talking to each other. I love it. Jonathan said, "Yo, Ernie, I like that." Thank you, Ray, for letting me know the microphone was working well, because we're 8 minutes in. I'd feel like an idiot. 11 minutes in, counting the pre-show. Did I see Tomlinson's podcast with Nick Thacker and the other dude? Not as good as you. Luke's show, Books and Beer. His show in some ways is better because he always has guests, and Luke's awesome. Are you talking about the picture of me that Nick posted on a web call? I had no idea that Nick was taking pictures of our FaceTime call. And I'm not sure why it required a FaceTime call. It could have just been like a conference call or a text message. But they wanted to do the call, so that's cool. I like talking to those guys. They're fun. They're good friends, and I love they crack me up. So I'll talk to those two whenever I get a chance, because I don't get to see them very often. But yeah, Nick posted some funny picture, and it looks like I'm trying to teach them something. Like they're both just listening, and you can tell I'm just rambling, like I do, and that's what I do. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I actually know how to do I can actually do it where we're both urns are in the same shot. I know how to shoot that, but it was going to be a little more time intensive, so I decided not to do it like that on this round. But I may do Between Two Urns. The next episode of Between Two Urns, I might shoot it that way, so we're both on the screen at the same time. So I thought you guys would enjoy it, but what's up, Kathy? It's good to see you. I'm glad you think they're fun, Cameron. Obviously, I think they're fun to shoot. So the cube, yeah, it means that's your clue, right? The cube, you're coming out. It's coming out next week. Where Horizons End. Sean Wyatt, 21. Good times. And I sent out an email today with the YouTube trailer. Of course, most of you guys already saw it here on Facebook or whatever. So, oh yes, doing the hashtag dance. I like that. Ray, you're winning the day for making me laugh the most so far. I know that Doug is like sitting in the bullpen waiting with his dad jokes to throw at me, and he's gonna get me with those, but cracking me up. That's right. We are the chef. I was in Rock City a month ago. I was up there a month ago for the Enchanted Garden of Lights for their Christmas stuff that they do, and they put up a ton. It takes them. I asked somebody that works there how long it takes. They're out there for weeks and weeks putting up all those lights and those decorations, and it's like a whole crew that does it. And Botanical Gardens in Atlanta must be like an enormous undertaking as well. Heck, I was in one of the shops there, and they asked one of the girls working at the counter in the gift shop. I said, "Good grief, that Christmas tree over there has a ton of decorations on it. Like, how long did it take you guys to put that up?" And she said it took a lot of hours and like 3 of us doing it. Pretty funny. But it was like, I said, I appreciate that. I don't mean to sound like the people in those commercials where they're turning into their parents, like young homeowners turning into their parents. But I'm starting to feel that way. Like, yeah, that must have taken a lot of work. Good job. Yeah, I'm going to go over here and smoke my pipe. Oh, 3 inches. Workhead 0. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that, Kowalski. Between two urns. Giving a shout out to the new show. Not really a show, is it? Or is it? All right. Let's see here. More comments. Oh, there's a lot of you here today. This is like the most people we've seen in a while. I'm glad all you guys showed up. This is great. Yeah, Alden's got the right idea. And Alden, I got to ask you, bro, are you going to the game tomorrow? I can't go tomorrow, but I am definitely looking at AFC Championship tickets for next Sunday. So if you're going to that one, maybe we tailgate. Maybe we hang out. I'm just saying. Maybe I bring up a couple of friends from the Nuga and we hit that baby hard and fast. With the 3 o'clock kickoff too, that's a lot of tailgating. Plus, it's 3 o'clock Central Time, so it's like I'm getting an extra hour of tailgating. Drinks with Dempsey wouldn't be interrupted, but Coffee Nation might be at the tailgate. Just saying, just putting it up, just floating that out there. Awesome. Very cool, Robert. I wish I could read that fast. Beth's correcting me. Beth, dang it, did I give you a time frame? Did I say you were going to get snow last week, or did I just say you're going to get snow? Yeah, it was a good game. When Bama's top receiver went down, my brother and I, we were texting, and we both said, "That's it. That's it right there. They're not going to overcome that. They've overcome a lot, and they have the greatest college football coach of all time." And I'm, no disrespect to Bear Bryant, but Saban's won more national titles in a shorter amount of time, right? And in a much more difficult environment. Like, winning national titles now is a lot more difficult than it was back in Bear Bryant's day. I think, because you have so much competition, and what Bear Bryant did was astounding as well. But Saban's doing it in a different era, and he's, obviously I'm a Vols fan, so I'm not I'm saying all this and I'm like, I would love to beat up Nick Saban. Not really. He's a great coach, greatest of all time, I think. So, whatever. He'll be back. You guys got a top 3 recruiting class again next year, maybe the first or second recruiting class. But I saw a great meme. It said Georgia beating Alabama gives hope to all the other teams out there who have 19 5-star athletes on their roster. So true. Yes, that's what bad guys get. No relation to what I was just talking about. Football. COVID lockdown for 24 more hours. What are you talking about? Chilly. I can understand it's cold. But like the UP is on lockdown, or the whole state of Michigan? Or just you? Like, are you quarantining? One of my buddies just texted me, said he's positive. Had 102 fever last night. That's getting a little warm. He needs to drink up some Gatorade and take his vitamin D and C and all those vitamins. I love all the comments. It's great. Ooh, a gin watermelon beverage, yeah? Okay. Oh, yeah, I see what you did there. I see what you did, GWB. Okay. Yeah. No, this is definitely not a gin or watermelon beverage. This is a fruit punch Gatorade. And as always, because you guys know I keep it real, there isn't one drop of alcohol in this drink. People say, drinks with Dempsey. Well, what's he drinking? He's getting hammered doing like an online podcast, like a live show. What's he drinking? Is some kind of he's got something in there. No, there is not one drop of alcohol in this drink. Michelle knows. She's hung out with me before. She's done this show with me. She knows there's not one drop in here. Oh, yes. Thank you, Jonathan. I am so glad you reminded me about that because I've been wanting to watch both. Now, my wife has no interest in Dune. She's not really a sci-fi person. But I've been excited about seeing it because I actually never saw the first one because I heard it wasn't good. And I never read the book because I heard the movie wasn't good. And that was before I was still pretty young and not really into those kind of books yet when all that stuff came out. So now I'm like, yes, I'm ready for Dune. And because I've just heard so much good stuff about it. And I've also heard Ghostbusters Afterlife was awesome. So I'm going to definitely check that out. That might be something I do this weekend. Although there's so much good football on this weekend. I mean, last weekend, the playoffs were kind of a snooze fest. There was one good game, like the Raiders game was a good game. And then all the others were blowouts. Which makes sense. I mean, like the Falcons were in the hunt up until the last week. And I'm like, they're horrible. And I'm a Falcons fan. And they're horrible. There's no way. If they had made the playoffs, they would have been beat by 80 points last week. Like 4 other teams. So I was glad we didn't embarrass ourselves on the national playoff scale. Oh, yeah. Hey, hello from Melbourne in the middle of organizing your grandson's 4th birthday. Can't hang out. Well, hey, happy birthday to your grandkid. That's cool. They're so cute at 4. I think 4 was my favorite age for my kid. It was, I think, my favorite age. She was so cute. Out of the diapers, which was the big problem. Really cute, a lot of fun, learning about the world, still small and adorable. Now she's like a regular size kid. Still super cute, but like I miss the little. When am I coming to Utah? Dude, yeah, so I want Utah's an awesome state. And we actually talked about coming out there to go snowboarding and skiing in February, but it's not going to pan out. And so, but we were talking about it with my brother and his fiance, and it's just not going. Too many things going on in March, and she couldn't get the days off to do it. So, but we will at some point because Park City, from what I understand, has awesome powder, and it's just a really cool town. But rest of Utah, like Moab and all those places, really cool. So I have only been to Utah once in my life, and that was 1984. So I was pretty young, like 8.5, almost 9. Headed out to the Olympics in LA back then. Good times. Big Friday party. It is. So yeah, you think so? You're going tomorrow? Are you going to the game? I mean, I'll be. It's going to be a tough one, man. Joe Burrow, he's a tough out, and especially with his receiver, playing alongside of him, Chase. Those dudes have been lighting. They have figured something out in like the last 5 weeks that just works. So hopefully the Titans defense can do something. And for those fans out there from Cincinnati, I apologize for being one-sided, but I'm a Tennessean, so this is what you get. It could be a shoe salesman. I could sell shoes. All right. Yeah, for the AFC Championship game, definitely into that. Please excuse me. That's better. I'll take a hit from my inhaler. This is Ventolin. I used to use albuterol, but they're out of albuterol at all the pharmacies around here, just like they're out of a bunch of other medicines. And I've been talking to people at clinics and pharmacists, and they're all saying the same thing. Lots of different meds are not available right now. That is concerning to me. I do not like that. Let's see. Why no book for Sean Wyatt 21? I want you to clarify that question. Or message me directly on this. Because we've talked before, we've chatted before on here. William, send me a message on here and tell me what you mean. Yeah. Coffee Nation Tailgate Edition. There'll be some Irish coffee up there in Nash Vegas. We'll do it up right. Maybe I'll get my manager Brian out there with Byron. I have a friend named Brian and my manager named Byron in Nashville. So easy mistake. Might get both of them. I might get Byron and Byron. Wait, Brian and I can't even do it. That's too many. Brian and Byron. That'll be a fun day. Alden, if I get both of those guys out there, it'll be confusing the whole time. Man, I love Mike Leach. I love Mike Leach. I wanted him in Knoxville. I think we actually got the better coach, honestly, with Heupel, but Leach has always been my favorite head coach. So he's just so funny. That's a good question. So I can send you. I'm all set with my editorial team, but I've got other writers that I'll send you, Ray. And I'm actually working with. I've got 2 or 3 lined up. 2 or 3 new authors that I'm going to be working with here in the next month or 2 who have reached out and asked me questions, and they're starting the writing process, but they'll need editors. So I'll send you work, buddy. Don't you worry about that. As soon as they ask for it or when they're ready for it, I'll send them your way. I'm always happy to do that. Faux show, my friend. Oh, you had the quarantine reading. Yep. Well, I'm glad it helped, buddy. I'm glad it helped, Robert. Okay. Is it all about Alabama? Because I don't want to watch that. Y'all are our oldest rivals, Michelle. I'm being way kinder than any Vol fan has ever probably been to a bunch of Bammers. You know how it is. Oh, just you. You're on lockdown, Chad. So you're almost better then. You're gonna be fine. That's good. Look at this. Dune was amazing. Juliet's still not getting ready for her grandson's birthday party because she's addicted to the show, and I'm glad to see that. Yep, it does. It counteracts the one drop that's not in there. That's right. You got it, Michelle. That's exactly right. What's up, Shannon? Am I talking too loud? I know this mic's sensitive, so. Look, people recommending Afterlife, they're recommending Dune. I'm gonna have on top of the Yellowstone marathon that my wife's making me endure. Yeah, I'm gonna have movies to watch too. And I watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes of Foundation, and I haven't finished that first season yet. I got to come back to it. It's an interesting concept for science fiction. So I have not seen Ray Donovan the movie though, Kat. I haven't seen that. Oh, Lake Powell. Mm, I know where that is. I haven't needed my inhaler in over a year, thankfully. Yeah. Well, I haven't needed mine. I don't usually need mine much, but lately I've needed it the last like 8 days. And I don't know why. So it's weird. No, that's nice of you, but I'm still gonna we'll talk about it. We'll talk about and don't worry, I will have some clients coming your way, maybe more than you want. So just we'll talk about the rate things. Oh, yes. So, okay, that's what you want to know, William. The paperback and hardcovers. Let me double check it because I checked it earlier and it was there, but I'm gonna check it again right now for you. Let's see. Somebody else is already going to do it. I should be the fastest typer in this group, but I know there's one of you that's probably faster. I feel like it's Michelle. Yes. The hardcover, the paperback is listed. The hardcover, the little square is on there, but it doesn't have, it says currently unavailable. That's so stupid. It's print on demand. Did you run out of paper, Amazon? What the heck? It's so dumb. Currently unavailable. Anyway, the paperback and hardcover are up, and I got the email saying that the hardback was available. So if you go to the link that I've sent out in the email today, you'll see it. You know, the little it says Kindle is highlighted, but there's 3 squares there, and you just click that paperback square. So actually, if you ordered the paperback today, it would be it would probably arrive before launch day next week, but that's how it usually goes with the physical copies. I have to get them up 5 to 8 days in advance so that they'll be available on release day, because sometimes Amazon's review process takes, it's taken 5 or 6 days before they actually approved a paperback. So I don't know why. It's not like they've got a human being sitting there reading over every line really fast. They must have some sort of scanner that just goes through it. Yeah, Kathy, I hear you on that. It's weird. It's weird. There's a lot of theories and ideas as to why all those shortages are happening. I'm not going to get into that because I don't like. Because the second I start talking about food shortages and medicine shortages and that stuff, it becomes like a political or social issue, and now I'm the bad guy. I'm just an observer. I just make observations, and then I write stories about those observations. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Can I read an extract from the new Sean Wyatt 21 to keep you all going until the release date next Friday? No. No. I cannot do that because could I do that? Oh, let me look and see. I could pull up the file. I hate reading out loud to people. And I'm not going to do Oh my goodness. Somebody asked me if I would for books that have like lots of hard to pronounce foreign names, if I would put a guide at the beginning of the book to for the pronunciations. And that's a brilliant idea. It's absolutely a brilliant idea, and I would love to do that. The problem is I don't understand some of the pronunciation. I just pick the names. So, like, it doesn't mean that I know how to say them. I know how I think that I should say them, but let me get through the comments, Allison, and then I'll take a look. I think I can read chapter one though. Some of chapter one. The prologue's got like the first name is Qin Zong Kwang, right? So like that's the first two words in the prologue, Qin Zong Kwang, right? And I'm probably butchering that. So there's some cool like old school Chinese names in this story. So but I would probably my narrator John's gonna have a fun time. He's gonna be messaging me so much when I publish this book or when I ask him to do the audiobook. Speaking of, by the way, I posted this a little bit ago. I tried to post it. I'm assuming it posted on Facebook. I have 25 audiobook codes, free audiobook codes to give away. And that's 25 for the USA and 25 for the UK. All you have to do, don't post it in the comments here. Send me a direct message in my inbox and I'll send you an audio code if you want the audiobook for Napoleon Affair. Not this book. This book's audiobook is probably a decade away from being done. But because we're so far behind on all the books. But if you want an audio copy of from Audible, I have the Audible codes for the Napoleon Affair. So if you're interested in that, you want to hear the audio duet between him and Stephanie Nemeth Parker, who lives in Switzerland with her Swiss husband. By the way, she's a tremendous follow on Instagram. Steph is great and an extremely talented voice person. But yeah, if you want those audio codes, if you want one of those, message me and I'll copy and paste them in. Might not get to it right away, like over the weekend, because I don't work on Saturdays, but I'll see your message and I'll get to it. So just let me know. Dune was awesome. Yeah, Book of Boba Fett's cool. But that chase scene, not this week's episode, but last week's episode was it still boggles my mind how bad that was. But yeah, so far in this last episode of Boba was really good. That was cool. I'm not going to give any spoilers. Okay, look at you guys. Yeah, Viking stuff's cool. If only there was going to be a Viking or a Nordic element included in the Gideon Wolf universe. Or is there? I guess you'll have to wait till 2024 to find out. Yes, 2024. What a year that will be. My goodness, it's going to be fun. So much revelry. So much excitement. So much nonsense. So much Nordic history. That and the Last Kingdom. Oh yeah, there you go. Look at you guys talking about all that stuff. I like that. So many authors that can't even get their own hardcover copies. Yeah, there's a. Is it? Are you saying that because they like materials shortages? Is that what you're saying, or like they just don't know how to get the hardcovers? Because Amazon's made it easy now to do that. Like before, you had to go through like Ingram Spark or one of those, a press. Or now you just do it. Now Amazon covers it. What's up, Carrie? It's good to see you again. Right? Might want to order like 3, like get a 90-day supply, because this one doesn't work as well as albuterol. This Ventolin. This is albuterol. Never mind it. It works exactly like albuterol. What was the one? It was the other one that I was using. There was another one that I was using, and whatever. Shows how much I know. Doesn't seem like it's helping that much. Whatever. Read the summary. Oh, I will ask one of my doctor friends about that. There are definitely no alcohol shortages, and nor will there be, because at least down here in the South, we know how to make our own, right? Yeah, all you need is a bag of sugar or a bushel of corn. Also helps to have that copper pot. That's the catch right there, is you gotta have that that's welded copper pot. What's up, Shelly? I do take elderberry supplements every day, so syrup might be good. Yeah, it was just it was honestly confusing how it made it through edits, where like Favreau and Filoni sat down and watched that play out. Not even edits. It shouldn't have made it to post. It shouldn't have made it to post-production. They should have they should have seen the first take and been like, that was terrible, right? Like it looked like it was in slow motion, like they were in pedal cars. Is anybody else seeing this? How Filoni and Favreau, the only thing I can come up with is that they weren't in the office that day, and some intern was like, yeah, that's a wrap. Let's do it. I love the colors of those speeder bikes. Don't you think they were going a little slow for speeder bikes? No. It's a crowded city street. Maybe we could make the streets wider and they could go faster, or take the people out. I mean, I'll be honest. Those streets in Mos Eisley and Mos Vespa, they do look a little narrow. They look like pedestrian-only streets. I don't know why those speeders are driving through there anyway. It seems, slow down! There's probably a lot of that going. Maybe that's why they were going so slow, is there's so many people like, slow down, you young whippersnappers. This is a pedestrian street. But like, even if you got hit by one of those speeders, you could just bounce right up, be like, that didn't hurt at all. And they're still like 3 feet away, because it's basically like they're on a rascal, just like barely moving. It's so weird. But they made up for it this week with episode 4. What is your kryptonite as a writer, but also in your personal life? Whoa. Vocabulary is my kryptonite in as a writer. My vocabulary is not as strong as some others. Like probably 90% of published authors have a better vocabulary than me. Maybe 95%. I'm probably in the 5th percentile, the bottom end. Not the 95th percentile, the 5th percentile. Vocabulary has always been a weak spot for me. It's partly a disinterest in big fancy words. I don't think they're necessary. And one thing that has always annoyed me with some of my favorite writers too, is they'll drop in a word every now and then, and it'll be in a scene that is gripping me. I want to find out what happens next. And then they drop in this weird word that I have no idea what it means. And I'm like, just keep reading, Ernie. I can't ignore it. I need to know what this word means. So then I have to like pull up Google, do a search, or Yahoo. So I Yahoo it. And Said no one ever. I Yahoo it, and then and then I'm like, oh, that's what it means. Thanks, Jim, for the unnecessarily complicated words. So vocabulary as a writer is my kryptonite. In my personal life, hmm, what if I'm like Captain Marvel and I don't have a weakness? What do you think about that? Yeah, the chase speed was walking speed. Um, yeah, I don't know what my kryptonite is in real life. I'm a slow runner. That's probably what it is. I'm not a very fast runner. I look like a deer, but I run like or like I look like a gazelle, but I run like a sloth. Like I'm a slow animal. So kryptonite in real life is probably the lack of speed. So that whole thing, like I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to outrun you. I would be the bear food. I've actually thought about it, like, if I was Brad Pitt in Legends of the Fall, like, how would I go out with the bear? Would I go out in the first swipe from his claws? Or would I actually be able, would I have be able to get in a couple of good stabs with a knife? If I had my 40 caliber Springfield, XD, would I be able to fend him off with a 40 with some hollow points that I always keep in the mag? Yeah, maybe. Would a 40 take down a bear if you pop him in the face with it? I mean, he's not gonna be hungry anymore if you shoot his eyes out. So, or shoot him in the mouth. Then what's he gonna do? So I don't know. I guess speed. If you want to know what my real weakness is, like a vice, I don't know. I don't really have a vice. Impulsivity, maybe. Yeah, pollen. That's right. You got it, Sam. That's exactly right. I am allergies. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you, William. I got you, buddy. I got you. Still message me though. Uh on this send me a personal message because I got a question for you. Has been shocking with the response. Yeah, yeah. I did see that. It's funny. I don't usually look at the reviews on the site. I'll see. If you guys send me the reviews that you posted, and I appreciate that. That's reviews are really helpful for authors, and they're helpful for other readers. So I do ask for them, but uh, the the reviews I don't really look at on site very often, just because I don't want to get too high or too low. Just better to not read the trolls and and get down on yourself and not get too high on yourself with all the glowing ones. But there have been some that are like the reader will post a picture of like the paperback where the page fell out and they're giving it a 1-star review, and I'm like, that's not on me. That's the manufacturer's fault. That's not my fault. And then but it dings me on a review. So, like, it wasn't my printing press that screwed it up. Yeah, there you go. No pun. Hmm. That's right. Isn't it interesting? Isn't that interesting? Plenty of those, plenty of those things going around, but the real medicine dries up. Interesting. Very interesting. Andy, I have never met him. From what I understand, he writes good stories, and I think seems like I've read one of them, but it was so long ago, like years ago, or part of it. I can't remember. But yeah, I don't like to. I don't like to use those like really big. Every now and then, it's appropriate, and I do try to work in a new word that I pick up. Like usually when I'm reading a Tomlinson book, I'll find like really interesting vocabulary words. But sometimes I'll just like I'll search for a synonym for a word because I've used another word too often or whatever, and I'll find an interesting one, and I'll throw one in every now and then. But sometimes that stuff just it interrupts the flow of a reader, and I don't like that. I think if somebody asked me like what not on this show, but like recently another author asked me, what do you think what has been the secret to my success? Great movie with Michael J. Fox, by the way, from the 80s, Secret of My Success. Um, I I would say the secret is that I don't try to overdo it with stuff like that. I don't try to overdo descriptions. I give you exact I try to give you exactly what you need to see the scene in your mind, and nothing more, nothing less. And so, I try to give you the smells, the sights, the tastes, the sounds, those things, like, but I try to be subtle with it, and I don't try to just do a description dump on you either. So, like, some people will do that. They'll get all into like just character shows up, they go full right into the description, and then and I'll do a little bit of that, but I try to spread it out, and so it's not so unnatural. Feels more like you're part of the scene. So, David Stapleford. Yeah, that's right. That's my favorite. I don't go shooting very often, but I do like the feel of those Springfields. They really feel good, and they feel good when you shoot them. They feel really nice. Comfortable weapon, comfortable firearm. That's right. That's right. Mhm. Me too. Yeah. No. No. I don't want to have any part of the Matrix Reloaded. Those second two movies were so weird. I was like, okay, what happened to this amazing concept? You guys just like threw it in a wood chipper, and then you patched together like the chips to make a film. Good grief, it's almost been an hour. My goodness. That's right. Keep it simple, stupid. That's right. That's how I do it. Okay. I'm actually I'm gonna look that up right now. Let's check it out. Oh, it's a little 556. Okay. Ooh. You guys want a reaction video? Here's your reaction video. Ooh. Now that. Oh, that's kind of like the way that gun's chassis is set up. It looks like I call it a chassis. I know that's not right, but like what's that? That's like a P90, right? Like I know it's not a P90, but it's got that look. Oh, that is a adjustable gas system. What? That's cool. Oh, I don't want to look at how much that is. Oh yeah, that's what I thought. That's a $2,000 firearm. Well, I guess I'll take four of them. $2,000. I'll take a dozen, please. It is a pretty cool gun. Nice. No cap on Friday. Is that a rule? This is from Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. Can you see it? Grand Teton was beautiful. It's one of my favorite national parks that I visited. I was miserable the entire time because I don't like driving around in national parks, and I don't like pointless driving. Like, I wanna go to a place and then sit there and enjoy the view and the nature and the beauty and all that stuff. I don't wanna be driving around and going to see things. I wanna look at the mountains and the meadow and the water and the trees, and I just wanna look at it and appreciate the view. I like views. All right, a few more comments, and then I'm gonna bullpup. That's what it is. You guys got it. The bullpup design. See, I didn't know that. I'm still always learning more about firearms. I know a good bit now, but not as much as others. Let's see. Sean can afford it. Yeah. Well, Sean can. Yeah, Sean can afford it. You're getting more than one you got my I snorted. You made me snort. I never snort when I'm laughing. That's funny. Good job, James. You made me snort my laugh. That was funny. Sean does have a sugar mama. That's true. That is true. Oh, I know, Sam. I know. But you guys you'll go the same way as Australia and others. Don't tell Juliet. She's getting ready for her grandson's birthday. But it's about to happen in the UK. That's the next Canada and the UK is the next place. And then you'll all be begging me to be your emperor, but I'm not going to do it. No, sirree. I refuse to be the king, because heavy lies the crown is the title for the next Dak Harper book. I haven't read an extract yet. I know. You mean an excerpt? An extract is like vanilla extract. Allison, is that? I'm serious. So, for those of you who don't know, Allison and I have this fun little conversation that goes on where we discuss the differences in language between England and the United States. And today's conversation was, why do you guys put the day, month, and year when you're listing dates instead of month, day, and year? And I said, because it's logical. And the rest of the world's wrong. And the reason it's logical is if you were lining up a series of nesting dolls, the nesting dolls would be small, medium, large. Dates, the smallest time frame is day, the medium one is month, and the largest one is year. Small, medium, large. You don't, on a menu for like at McDonald's, it doesn't say medium, small, large, supersize, or like me, I guess large is super. It doesn't say medium, small, supersize. So there you go. You're welcome. We fixed it, and you guys just continue to refuse to accept, rational thought. That, and you use the vowel U way too much. And you refuse to use the Z. Z is a powerful letter. Stop putting S's where a Z belongs. Come on. It is logical. Look, I'm not saying Americans figured it all out. We did figure it all out. But seriously, I do want to know. Yes, a small pen. I know. I knew what you meant. An excerpt. I gotcha. I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm so glad all the restrictions are ending there, Sam. And I am kidding. I love the UK, and I would consider moving there in a heartbeat. I would consider moving to Switzerland and Austria in a heartbeat too. Denmark, well, they've been a little strict, but and so is Austria, but I love those places. Good places. Switzerland, I still look at a lot. Switzerland's like that really cute girl that walks by, and you know you shouldn't look, but you do anyway because she's really, really pretty. That's Switzerland. It's so beautiful. My goodness. Maybe that was inappropriate to say, but I'm saying it because Switzerland is one of my favorite countries. It's just gorgeous. It's like the supermodel of all countries. It's like the Brad Pitt in the male world, and my wife would say Charlize Theron in the female world because that's her favorite, and she says the hottest female actress. My favorite female actress is still Kate Beckinsale, but she's my girl. Small passage. I'll read you a small passage. I'm not ignoring you. You guys are funny. I don't know if that makes it right. It's perfectly explained, but I don't know if it's okay. Missing letters is a funding issue. Oh, it's a funding issue. That's great. I love it. It's probably true. I don't really care. Oh, Jessica's nice too. Jessica feels good. Yeah, that's true. It is. Well, that's why you drive. Atta baby. Hey, you read my mind. So, all right, let's do this. I got 1 minute left, and then I got to go. So I'm going to read an excerpt. This is from chapter 1 of Where Horizons End, coming out next Friday, 1 week from today, January 28th at midnight. I'm going to say probably, it's actually probably relative to where you are. So if you're on, the Australian time, it's probably midnight Australian time. China, midnight China time. I don't know. So yeah, some of you may get a little earlier than others. I have no idea, but midnight here is when I believe it will drop into Eastern time zone devices. So here it is. Oh, it's 5:30. All right, guys, thanks for joining me for the show. I love you guys. I got to go. It's been an hour. And I really thank you so much for joining me today. And sorry I didn't get to the excerpt. I'm just kidding. I'll read it right now. All right, here's chapter 1. The Costa Rican jungle. Sean knew there was no way what'll be funny is if I find a typo right now. Sean knew there was no way he could get the blood stains out of his khakis. What a great first line. Did I write that? Not with the thunderstorm dumping rain on the jungle above. Fortunately, it wasn't his blood. The snake had appeared out of nowhere, dropping from a tree branch less than 5 feet away. He hadn't bothered to stop and ask the serpent if it was venomous or not, opting instead to go with a dead snake as a good snake mindset. My buddy Eric would hate that. Not a terrible idea in a place where even the frogs could kill a human with their powerful toxins. I've seen those frogs. The animals were the least of Sean's predatory concerns. He wasn't the only one down in the tunnels of an ancient Olmec temple. Sean had worked for months on this project, spending countless hours looking through aerial scans of an area that covered a few hundred square miles. He'd read a few legends regarding the Olmecs in this part of Central America, but their mysterious disappearance from history left more questions than answers. Historians had done their best to document the Olmec civilization as best they could, but there was always something missing. One last piece of the puzzle that could give closure to the rise and fall of their empire. Is that enough? I mean, it was like a minute and a half of reading. Was that pretty good, or is that good? Is that all right? Or did you want a little more? Because I gotta go. I really gotta go soon. I gotta get downstairs. Megan's gotta go do something. Working for the International Archaeological Agency in Atlanta gave Sean the opportunity and tools to discover places like this and other treasures that the world hadn't seen for hundreds, sometimes thousands of years. Usually his primary job was securing and delivering artifacts from site to museum or lab, but every now and then he stumbled onto a challenge he couldn't pass up. And from time to time, that landed him in a steaming pile of trouble. That's pretty good. That's a good sentence. Which is how he ended up in Costa Rica with a priceless golden statue in the satchel hanging from his shoulder. The straps dug into his muscle. The straps dug into muscle as Sean looked around the tunnel with the flashlight in his left hand and his Springfield 40 caliber pistol in the right. He peered with blue-gray eyes into the darkness. The tunnel straight ahead continued beyond the reach of the flashlight's beam. To his left and right, the tunnels branched off in either direction. His gut told him to keep going straight, and he thought it was the way he'd come in. But Sean had lost his sense of direction within 20 minutes of descending into the underground temple, and that was in no small part due to his pursuer. He decided to go straight and sprinted ahead down the corridor. The beam from his flashlight danced around wildly on the walls and floor, and Sean didn't give any thought to the signal it would give to the man chasing him. At the end of the passage, Sean skidded to a stop where the only options were to go left or right. When he turned his head to the right, however, he realized his options had been cut to one. "Get him!" a familiar voice shouted in a Spanish accent. Two henchmen charged ahead of their master with Sean's chief pursuer close behind. Sean whirled and darted in the other direction, opting to flee rather than fight. He could have fired his weapon, but in the stone corridor, he'd have been lucky to come out of there with a fraction of his hearing intact. He hadn't had time to slap on one of his box suppressors. Initially, Sean didn't really think he'd need it. That was a mistake. And that's it. I'm going to stop there because I got to go. The wife's got to run some errands. All right? Pretty cool, though? Is that good? You guys happy? Awesome. All right. Very cool. Well, thank you guys very much for joining me today. Thank you, Allison. And thanks for giving me a hard time. And thanks for letting me give you a hard time. Love you guys. Y'all have a wonderful and safe weekend. And don't get sick. Stay healthy. And I want to see you on Sunday morning for Coffee Nation. That's great. I love it. Oh, hi, Maggie. Yeah, yes. So this particular book, it's going to be a minute before that audio book comes out. The new one for Napoleon Affair just came out, which, that's a book from a couple years ago, but my narrator just finished that duet with Stephanie Nemeth Parker. So if you want, Maggie, if you want a free audio code, an Audible code for the audiobook of Napoleon Affair, message me on this on Facebook. Send me a message and I'll get you the code for it. Okay. So if you guys remember, if you want a download code, just let me know. I've got 25 for the US and 25 for the UK. And it's first come, first serve. So last time I did this, I didn't run out of codes. I got like 15 requests total. So hopefully I'll have enough for you guys. All right. And I'm saying all this, and then I'll probably have to do an update later if it runs out. But yeah, just let me know. You guys have a great weekend. Always fun to see you guys and hang out and chat. Thank you so much for being so entertaining. You guys make me laugh. I love y'all. See you Sunday.